Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skate Down. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe with the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much. Let's get started. I want to do a video on the Montreal Canadiens. I was looking across social media and I just kept seeing rumor after rumor after rumor, and it was big names being linked to the Montreal Canadiens. So if you're a fan of the Montreal Canadiens, if you're a fan of any of these teams that I've mentioned with these big names, stick around because it's just crazy rumors going around with this. And, watch till the end because it just gets better and better with all these names that I'm going to mention. Okay, the first one. Per Greg Wyshynski, the Canadiens are expected to give Tomas Tatar a one-year extension once his contract expires. And I like this. I really do. I like what Tomas Tatar does with Montreal Canadiens. I like how this is a team in transition. They have a lot of young players playing for them now. They have a lot of up-and-coming big prospects coming up. And I really feel that they need that veteran presence on this team that can help, secondary scoring if it's possible. And I really like what Tomas Tatar does with this team. I hope they could keep him around and be one of those mentors to those young kids. So I think that's really good. The next one I read was the Canadiens are expected to at least take a look at Torey Krug this offseason. And this is per David Pagnotta. Now, this is very interesting too, as, when I did a video previously, I'll link it at the end. I read that he wanted 7 years at $7 million per. Now, I thought this is a good rate for him. I like what Torey Krug offers. We've seen him play a long time with the Boston Bruins. He's just one of those small but physical. He plays a big game, honestly. He plays a big physical game. He can score at will. He's a power play specialist. And he can add a lot to any team. So if he's not looking to re-sign with Boston on the cheap as they're up against the cap, and he hits free agency, it'd be very interesting to see Montreal add to their blue line and add Torey Krug. I think he would add a big thing to this team. Next one. It wouldn't be a surprise if the Montreal Canadiens inquired on Patrik Laine. And this is again per David Pagnotta. Now, it's going to take a lot to get him if Montreal is looking to acquire him. He would add a lot to this team. He would add definitely a sniper to this team. And the thing with Patrik Laine is he is rounding out his game and trying to make his game more of a two-way game. So he would add a lot to this team. He really would. If Bergevin's looking to go that route of going through trade, very interesting to see what they'd have to give up to get him. But that's very interesting. That is very interesting if the Canadiens go that route. The next one. The Canadiens will put their hat in the ring on Taylor Hall if he hits free agency. And I believe this one was per David Pagnotta too. If Taylor Hall looks to sign there, that would be amazing. It really would. Them to add a player like that, they wouldn't have to give up anything, but his cap, that's the thing, I don't know about Taylor Hall. I really don't. I don't know with the flat cap coming up if a lot of teams are going to be able to afford him. I know he wants to go to a winning team that can go to the playoffs and beyond, as he's made the playoffs with the Devils and the Coyotes, but fell short in the first round. So he's mentioned many times he wants to go to a winning team, a contender. So a lot of those teams are tied up against the cap, where you have a lot of bottom teams that have the cap space that he's not going to want to elect to sign with, possibly. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Taylor Hall and what kind of contract he signs. Could he sign a 1 or 2 year deal on the cheap and then bank in on the next contract once the cap goes up? That's what I'm thinking, to go to a winning team, to try have a chance to win a cup. That would be my assumption, but I don't know with Taylor Hall. So, we'll have to see what happens with him this offseason, as it could be a possibility he re-signs with Arizona or he elects to hit free agency. We'll have to wait and see. But if the Canadiens could add him, it'd be very good for your team. Now, let's get to a trade. There was a major trade that is being rumored between the Canadiens and the Flames. Metro Media Montreal, Catherine Valancourt, I'm sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. The Canadiens and Flames are working on a future deal between two players that involve Domi and Gaudreau. Move also includes prospect Ryan Poehling, or Poehling, however you say it, and the Habs' first-round pick, 16th overall. Domi is coming off a $3.1 million annual salary and has arbitration rights. Decent year scoring, 44 points, 17 goals, 27 assists in 71 games. But it was a step back from his first season in Montreal, where he recorded 71 points, which was 28 goals, 44 assists in 82 games. Now, the thing with Gaudreau is, I'll say something else I got here. It says, he said in a recent interview, on Calgary. I could see myself playing there for the remainder of my career, but it's been well known that he wants to go play for the Flyers, as he's been a fan of them since he was a kid. So he's got 2 years left on his deal, and I don't see any team wanting to give up that much to acquire him. I mean, if the Flames aren't willing to take as much as they want for him, which I highly doubt, then I think it could happen, as you could get 2 years with him and try to re-sign him, but he's already said he wants to sign with the Flyers. You know, there was rumors of him being linked to the Devils too. I've done a video on that. I'll link it at the end, because that involves Taylor Hall kind of going to the Flames, which I'm going to mention in a little bit. So it's just very interesting. You know, Calgary said that they're looking to trade with an Eastern Conference team with trading Gaudreau to an Eastern Conference team to make room to sign Taylor Hall. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with the situation. You know, another year where the Flames didn't make it. They want to shake up their roster a bit. And I've heard rumors of either Gaudreau or Monahan being traded. And I don't know. I don't see both them being moved. I could see possibly Gaudreau, as, you know, he's got 2 years left. Maybe they want to bulk up on the wings and get some size, skill, and talent there instead of just having a shifty, smaller forward like Gaudreau. It's just going to be very interesting to see what happens. But this is an interesting trade proposal. It really is. But as Montreal fans, would you want to do that? Would you want to give up Domi, first-round pick, and Poehling for Gaudreau? I didn't say any other things coming back to Montreal besides Gaudreau. So, I don't know. That's giving up a lot to get him. It really is. You don't know what you're getting with that 16th overall pick. You could be getting a gem. You could be getting a bust. You never know with the draft. But Poehling is a really decent prospect. I like him when I seen him play those very few games that I saw him play. And I like what Domi offers. And he could possibly have a bounce-back year where he puts up close to 70 points. Who knows? You know, a lot of players go through years where they're just bad, and then the next year they kind of bounce back. They put in the hard work during the offseason, and they bounce back. So we'll have to see what happens. These are just very, very interesting rumors that are going around with the Canadiens. And with the recent trade that went down with Pittsburgh and Toronto, I can definitely see a lot of teams ramping up trades while the playoffs are still going on. You know, you have a shorter window with everything that's going to happen after the rest of the playoffs and the cup is awarded. You know, everything's going to be on a faster pace than usual. Now you're not going to have those break of months in between. So the draft will come faster, and, you know, free agency and all that other stuff will come a bit faster. So I think teams are going to try to prepare for it during the playoffs now, as they can make trades if you're not in the playoffs, as we've seen it happen. And very interesting to see. I have a feeling you're going to see a lot of activity, you know, very shortly or in the coming weeks. So we'll have to wait and see. But what do you think about all these rumors? What would you do if you were a Canadiens fan? Would you want to see these players on your team? I'm sure a lot of you fans would. But, you know, comment below what you think about this. Thank you for your time in watching this. Please smash that like button. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the Hockey Skate Down. Join our hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. Have a great day tomorrow. Take it easy.